So we left off where we had created a fantastic application where we can vote on questions, we can choose options, and we can see the votes. And then we even learned about adding CSS to our application. Now for the final lecture of this series for now, we're going to learn about Bootstrap. Bootstrap is a fantastic tool we can use in websites to develop responsive, mobile-first projects on the web. Basically, if you create a website on one platform, it'll work perfectly on another platform, and it's super easy to use. So that's why whenever I create a website, I always use Bootstrap. So what I want you guys to do is search Bootstrap or go to getbootstrap.com and download Bootstrap. It shouldn't take too long. We're going to download Bootstrap right over here. Now, you don't have to. You can also use the link given right over here, but it's always good to just download it and make sure we have everything that's there. So, download Bootstrap. It should take a few moments. Alright, it started, 279 KB, and we're almost there. Awesome. So, let's open it up, and we now see Bootstrap right over here. What I want to do is I'm going to copy this. So, copy. And I'm going to go into my documents and I'm going to go into my folder. So that's going to be First Pro, my site, polls, static. And then inside of this, I'm going to paste my Bootstrap 3.3.6 dist. Okay? So now you should be able to see polls. You should see static, polls, Bootstrap 3.3.6, images, and then style.css, okay? Once you have Bootstrap installed, we're going to be using a template that they have, and we'll be modifying it for our own use in our Django application. So let's go ahead and head over to basic template, or actually more down, and you're going to see something called examples. You can also hit examples on the right-hand side. Now, they have a lot of different examples: starter template, Bootstrap, grids, Jumbotron, narrow Jumbotron. For the purpose of this video, let's go ahead and just use Jumbotron. Alright, so we're in Jumbotron now. What we're going to be doing is right-click on it and inspect. And basically, we want to copy everything that they did. So they have their HTML, they have their div. I think if we view source, it might be better. Okay. And we want to use the exact same links that they did, the exact same meta tags that they did, etc. So it says right over here, above 3 meta tags must come first in the head. All right, let's go ahead and copy these 3 meta tags and add them to our base.html. Okay, these are our 3 meta tags. Then it goes ahead and gets us the bootstrap.min.css link. Okay, so we need the exact same link as well. And the way we're going to do it is, let's go ahead and copy this link, Command C, Enter, Command V, and then it's going to be static, polls, and then we are going to delete the style.css, and it's going to be Bootstrap, basically whatever version of Bootstrap you have. I have 3.3.6 as my latest, but if you saw on the website, Bootstrap 4 is also coming. So if you have that, then go ahead and enter that version. And then go ahead and enter the folders. So what is it? Bootstrap, CSS, and then bootstrap.min.css. So let's go ahead and do that. CSS and then bootstrap.min.css. Fantastic. So that's that. Now let's go ahead and take a look at how they added the Jumbotron. So we have our, first of all, let's go ahead and add our header. Our header is going to be this nav class right over here. Go ahead and copy this, head over to your templates, okay? And I want you to right click on your post directory, add a new HTML file, and call this header.html. Inside of this, remove all this extra HTML and paste the nav class. The reason why we're doing this is because then in our base.html, all we have to do is include our header class. So go ahead and include polls/header.html. Again, I think I might be going a bit fast, but all we did was we copied the nav part of this Bootstrap template, copied it into a header.html, and then we included it in the base.html file. So now we have our base. The next thing we have to do is get the container. So as you can see, they use something known as div class jumbotron and then div class container. So go ahead and copy those two div tags and place them right over here, okay? And then we need to end the div tags as well. So tab this, tab, okay? And let's go ahead and end the div tags. So div end and then div end. Awesome. So we have our jumbotron, we have our container. Again, the footer is going to be outside of this jumbotron and container. So go ahead and Command V. And the header is going to be outside of this as well. Okay. And that seems to be it. Let me just make sure that we have all the right code. All right. Let's try it out. Save. Head over to our title. Let's go back to our polls page and refresh. Awesome. So we have our project name, we have what's your age and what's your name. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to delete or just remove our style.css for now, since we don't really need it. Save this and refresh. And we now have what's your age and what's your name. Great. We're missing a title, so let's go ahead and add the title first. Let's head over to our base.html and let's take a look at how they added their header. So over here, they use an h1 tag. So I'll go ahead and do the same. Let's go ahead and add the h1 tag right over here and say choose a question. Actually, that should be in the index page. So Command X, let's go to our index.html and we want to show that. So Command V, choose a question, Command S, head over to Chrome, refresh. We now have choose a question, what's your age and what's your name. Also, I'm going to remove, or actually I'm going to add the footer that they have. So let's scroll all the way down and you can see that the footer is right here. So Command C this. Let's go back into our footer.html and Command V. Great. So we now have our footer. Refresh. And we have at 2015 Company Incorporated, which is exactly what we wanted. All right, so one thing I don't like about this right now, if I refresh, is that the Company Inc. is outside of this gray area. So I'm gonna go ahead and include the footer inside of our div tags. So Command V that. The header outside, that's fine. So if I refresh now, you can see at 2015 Company Incorporated. So this is great, okay? We have our Bootstrap. It looks fantastic. What's your age? What's your name? Let's go ahead and select one. And we see what's your age. We see the three options. And then we see this vote button. Honestly, this vote button doesn't look that nice. I think it can be better. So using Bootstrap, we're going to make the vote button better by changing the class, okay? So the class is going to become button success. So over here, let's head over to our detail.html. We have our input type is equal to submit. And we're going to make the class, equal to button success. Dash between the second button and success. All right, let's refresh. And we now have a nice green button. Now, you can always play around with this. Let's go ahead and select one. Suppose we select 16, the vote. And it now has 15 5 votes, 16 2 votes, 17 1 vote. If we want to vote again, great. So all of this works now, and honestly, I think there's only one last thing we have to add, and that's a back button. Suppose I chose the wrong question and I want to go back. Let's go ahead and add that right after our form. We're going to say something like href is equal to curly braces, percent signs, URL. Again, it's something we've already mentioned. Polls, index, okay? Let's not forget that extra single quotation mark right there. And then let's go ahead and pass in some text. So back to question list. Okay, save this, refresh. Looks good. I think we can add some like a back arrow as well. Awesome. So refresh. This is great. So now if I hit back to question list, I'm taken back to our main page. Alright, nice job guys. You've successfully created your first Django application and it works. That's the best part. Now this is just the tip of the iceberg for Django. You can take this site much further. You can add more elements, you can add more design, you can make it a completely nice looking polls application. Other than this though, if you had any questions throughout the past videos, if you didn't understand something, if you have any doubts on Django, definitely let me know and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Other than that, I hope you've had a fantastic time learning Django and developing in Django, and I'll see you in the next video.